We're good? Everybody's good? Good? All right. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. You guys have started a story. Your story you titled Potatoes Awaken. And it is a fantastic, silly tale, and I can't wait to tell it to you. So here it goes. I'm going to do my best. I may make up a few things in the middle. I may talk about it in a different way. Don't worry about it. I'm getting around to all of our points, all right? So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Potatoes Awaken. Toddy and his grandpa Gramps sat in a dark, empty warehouse. Their factory had been robbed. They ran one of the most successful French fry companies in the city. But they couldn't make French fries without potatoes, and all of their potatoes had been stolen last night. And they didn't understand it. They had security guards that guarded the outside of the building. They had a security system that was supposed to catch burglars. They were confused. And Gramps sat in his cozy chair, and he was very quiet. And Toddy came up to him and said, "Gramps, what are we going to do? I don't know what to do. How can I help you?" And Gramps said, "There's only one way to catch a burglar. And it is with silk tea." "Ew," said Toddy. "Not silk tea. You mean where we mix in like the old fry grease and like the gravy and the unused ketchup and we make a big gross potion?" "Yeah," said Gramps. "It's the only way to catch a burglar. They'll think we're still in business. They'll smell the super stink. And they'll have to come back. And that's when we'll spring our trap." And so they spent the next couple of days mixing all of their leftover grease that were in vats, all big, huge vats all over their factory. And they put in their extra gravy and they squirted in all the ketchup in, and the silk tea was bubbling and hot and really stinky, and they had to wear masks because it stunk really, really bad. And while they were wearing masks, they had to set up all their traps. So they installed a brand new security system with lasers, a secret, invisible lasers that would make the alarms go off. And even if this burglar was good enough to get past those lasers, they decided to go old school. It was Toddy's idea, who saw a silly cartoon where somebody slipped on banana peels, but they didn't have any banana peels at their factory. But he thought ketchup packets might do the trick. And so they scattered ketchup packets all over the floor to capture their burglar. And then they waited in the dark. And that very night, as the silk tea bubbled in the vats, and they opened all the windows in the factory, and the smell went wafting out into the air. As they waited, they heard a clink. They heard a clang. They heard boom. A door opened in the roof. And they watched, unbelievingly, as a giant cape-wearing potato slowly came down a rope. "Was he wearing sunglasses?" said Gramps. "No," said Toddy. "He's wearing 2 sunglasses. He must be covering all his eyes, because he's a potato after all." And they watched as he snuck right down the rope. And the lasers, he was able to dodge them and fit through the secret lasers. Oh my goodness, we expected him to be human size, not potato size. Our lasers aren't set up for potato size. And so the potato burglar got all the way down to the ground. And he could smell the silk tin. "I can't believe they're still in business," said the burgling potato. "I thought I got all my potato friends out. I thought I rescued them all. I've got to find them. Where could they be?" And that's when he slowly stepped forward and, he stepped on a ketchup packet. What the devil? Oh, ketchup! No, no, no! And so he began to run through the factory. And the ketchup, pew, 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 pew. I can't see where I'm going! And that's where he ran past the ketchup packets and he slipped on a puddle of silk tea that Gramps and Toddy had spread out on the floor in a very strategic spot. And whoa, 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 whoa! Gerald slid into the wall, bonk, and he banged into the wall, and that shook the cage down from the top, bam, and it trapped him. No, said Gerald. Toddy and Gramps came over and, ha, we've got you, you potato burglar. I've never met a walking, talking potato, much less one that burgles. Why? Why would you steal all our potatoes? And Gerald answered, they're my friends. You're hurting my friends. They're all alive, just like me. It just takes a little while for them to grow all their eyes and then their arms and legs. But you guys have been cutting them up and making French fries out of them before they're even grown up. Wow, we never knew that, said Gramps and Toddy. That's actually kind of gross. But how did you get through how did you get all those potatoes out by yourself? That seems a little odd. How did you get them all out? It was really simple. You guys don't really have the best security system, said Gerald. You guys had 2 security guards waiting outside the building. Well, that was easy. I just did the same thing I did tonight. I crawled up to the top of your building, and I opened up the top of your roof, and I went down the road. Unfortunately, that night, I accidentally landed on your potato French fry making treadmill, and I had to run really fast until I could almost reach it. Smack! I turned the off switch. And then after I got off the treadmill, I knew I had to get into the crates where you guys keep your potatoes. So I had to undo the locks. It was really tough. But I've got some karate chop skills, and I broke open the locks, and I rescued all my friends. And the very little ones, the baby potatoes that couldn't run on their own, I put them into some sacks, and we ran out of the building. Now, unfortunately, I was on the 2nd floor, and the alarms were going off, and your security guards had busted into the building, and they stopped us on the 2nd floor. We couldn't go down the steps to the ground floor. So, I pulled out my ketchup holsters, and I sprayed your security guards in the face with the ketchup. They couldn't see what they were doing. So I jumped out the glass window and landed on top of your delivery truck, where my friend Bob the Cactus was at the wheel. He's a mad driver. He rescued all of these potato friends with me. Wow, that's really kind of unbelievable and insanely incredible, said Gramps. I can't believe you're telling us this story. I can't believe that we've been accidentally hurting all of these potatoes. And that's when they heard it. Rumble, 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 rumble. The doors of the factory were shaking and rumbling, and boom, they burst open, and there were almost 500 potatoes standing outside of the factory. Let our friend Gerald go, they all shouted. And Gramps and Toddy, scared of an incredibly huge crowd of potatoes, said, no problem. And they pulled on the winch that made the cage go, whew, 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 whew. And the cage raised up, and Gerald said, that serves you right. Don't make French fries anymore. And Gramps and Toddy went, okay, we promise, no more French fries. And away Gerald went with all of his friends. And you could hear the potatoes, woohoo, 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 shouting far into the night. They had to shut down the factory. They weren't going to knowingly hurt any more potatoes. They weren't going to make French fries anymore. And it took them a couple of weeks, Gramps and Toddy, but they figured out they had to come up with a new plan. They were going to make a new company. They were going to make a burger company. And in several weeks, they opened up their new burger factory. And one morning, they came down to their brand new burger factory. They were all excited with their new delivery truck, with the new paint job on the side, G&T Burgers. But they were really disappointed and sad. On the side of the truck, somebody had spray painted some graffiti and it said, "We're going to get Moo." We're going to get Moo? What does that mean? And then they heard it coming through the front doors of their factory. Moo! The end.